This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Hot enough for you?
Oh, yeah? I knew that was going to happen.
I had to start it off, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I mean, yeah, it's keep going. It's not going to stop, Steve.
Yeah, today's the worst day.
Blah.
Like 4 a.m, it was 81 degrees.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we'd be like, oh, it's awesome. It's 81 degrees right now if it was just 81 degrees in June.
You know what I found is if you've got high ceilings, air conditioning don't do blank.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, the downstairs of my house, is perfect. I mean, because low ceilings, kind of a basement-y thing. Yeah. It's like half above ground. It's like, it's gorgeous. It's wonderful down there. Upstairs, where you go, high ceilings. Oh, it gives you such a spacious feel. Yeah. Woo, baby.
I don't even want to talk about air conditioning because I know Danny doesn't have it. I feel like I'm just a massive douche if I'm like, yeah, my air conditioning. The power went out, and that was kind of weird. It took a while for it to power back up. Yeah, a lot of people's power went out yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard people complaining about that.
Ours back on, thankfully, but ugh.
We flickered a little bit, so I was like, oh boy, I was ready to hunker down somewhere. My bathroom, our bathroom of all places, because it doesn't have any windows and it's got it's a small area, but it's got one vent. Is like the coolest place in the house. So it's like, I'm hanging in the bathroom.
Yeah. West Seattle was hot this weekend.
Oh, was it?
We do have a portable air conditioner.
It doesn't do much.
It does good for a good 500 square feet around it. So last night we all camped out in the living room kind of around it.
Like it was a fire?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Camp night.
Well, it was still 91 degrees in the apartment. I mean...
Oh, I was like, do you have fans? Because usually that's what I would do is I get a fan behind the AC and just blow it. And then at least it can get more of the house feeling cool.
Well, I mean, you think that would work, but it really didn't. So
it didn't?
Cool. And then also my apartment's great because if you run the air conditioner at the same time you're running the microwave, it turns off the entire power to the building. So I apologize to the people of West Seattle in the apartment building.
Don't even mess with the hairdryer, too. Forget about it. Then everything is getting tripped.
Oh, man.
So you're the reason why we all had a power outage.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's it.
Welcome to Seattle.
So it started with Danny. So he's patient zero.
Yeah, he wanted popcorn and to be cold.
Yeah, of course.
Such a douche.
Really, you know what? We weren't even the hottest. We weren't even the hottest. That's what I'm pissed about. If it's going to be this hot, I want to be the record setter, but it looks like Portland beat us. So I'm pissed at Portland.
Let them have that record.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, right.
Let them have that.
I feel like at this point, though, what's a couple more degrees when you're hot anyway and you can't figure it out? At least we were the record. And so
a couple of degrees makes a massive. Have you ever had that in your house where you bump your temperature by 1 degree and all of a sudden you're sweating?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? All right. Well, you know what? I guess when you're in my shape, you're just like, when you're miserable, misery is just, I have a misery threshold. Once I cross it, it doesn't matter. Like, it's over.
I don't want any records on this crap.
It's like, I want the record for the great prizes we're going to get. Duh. Like extra sweatiness and under boob sweat. Who doesn't like that?
Oh, there we go. Under boob sweat. You know what? I'm happy to say I didn't have any.
It was so crazy. Like we went right by Ruston in Tacoma, where they have like all like the shops and stuff just to walk around and go a little shopping yesterday.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And we went. We're like, well, it'd be kind of fun to have Tatum try ice cream for the first time. They have that ice cream social. And at first I'm like, there's no, the line's going to be ridiculous. It was so hot that people didn't even want ice cream. Like, like no one was waiting. And like, there was like maybe like 10 or 15 people in line. We've gone there when it's like 60 degrees and it's like a line's down the block. It was so hot that nobody even wanted to be like in like the little spray park over there as well. It was weird. It was like, oh wow. I didn't even think of like on super hot days just to be outside. Of course, no one wants to do that.
Well, even I went to the grocery store to get some ice cream, and all the popsicles, anything that was handheld, completely sold out.
Yeah.
But the actual ice cream section was completely full, and I'm thinking it's because it was just too much energy to try to scoop anything out. It's just you're exerting way too much energy. Yeah, nobody wants dairy either. But there was a crap ton of ice cream.
I think the dairy is the thing. Somehow
milk
it just
was
does,
a bad choice.
Yeah, it's so true. I don't think of ice cream as a warm weather treat, though it is. But I just think of it as a treat. But yeah, when it's super hot,
you don't think ice cream's a warm weather treat? It's ice cream.
I know. I don't think of it that way because I have it all the time.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. Okay.
But I know it started as a warm weather treat. But when it gets really, really hot, I think, I just want like the lightest drink possible, and I want the lightest everything possible.
Yeah, we got fresh fruit and Otter Pops.
Otter Pops are the best.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't go wrong with Otter Pops, of course. But I want all the ice cream. And for those that were wondering, she had the banana coconut ice cream. That was her first ice cream.
Really?
Yeah. It's a vegan flavored thing. And it was I actually tried it too because it was a big ass, for a kid, it was a big ass cup of ice cream. For an adult, it was nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I had a couple of spoonfuls. I'm like, this is a really creamy, delicious vegan ice cream.
It's amazing. Like some of these ice creams that are not ice cream. You're like, really? All right. Well, you know what? Like you said, this is a lot creamier than I expected. I can't believe you were out yesterday. You really did. I didn't go out. I mean, I had to go out for one reason, for an errand, but I went out and I went back in.
I'm a rebel, man. You know me.
Wow.
Doing crazy stuff like going to the Tacoma Mall and everything. That place was packed, though, because that was air conditioned. So I think a lot of people went shopping at the mall just for the sole reason that they could be inside and it's cold.
Another cool place was the Space Needle. Went to the Space Needle and they had air conditioning up there, and it was one of those like, this is a great idea.
How crowded was it?
Not at all.
That's right. Well, you know what? Yeah, makes sense. You could think of a place that has air conditioning that nobody would think of going to. Good call, Danny. Yeah. Nice. Well, I just stayed in my bathroom.
Check her out there. There you go, DJ.
Oh, there she is.
Baby Tatum enjoying her ice cream for the first time.
Isn't that wonderful? She looks just like her father. It's all over her. But anyway.
Right. Oh, dude. All over her face. You're absolutely right.
Yep. We got a woman that just found out that she had a tiddlywink game piece stuck up her nose for 37 years. Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the Spring-Free Trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring Free Trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Miggs Report.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks to Advanced Hair Restoration for giving us the Miggs Report. Now, this is kind of funny because I think later on today, Lily's going to be stopping by and hanging out, not on the air, but like just hanging out here at the station, right?
Yeah.
And today is Please Take My Children to Work Day.
Oh, nice.
Did you?
Yeah, I did see that. Some other our radio brethren and sisterin are doing that.
I should have brought Tatum today.
You should have.
I'm sure my wife would just love that. Just wake our child up at 4 a.m. to take her to work.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. Lily and I had an argument last night about her wanting to wake up at 2:30 with me this morning to come into work, and I was like, "No, you are not waking up at 2:30."
Is she excited to come in?
Oh, she's so excited.
Oh, that's awesome. It's also National Body Piercing Day, guys.
Yes.
Oh, well, let's put them both together. Let's get this done.
I guess you could get her ears. Are her ears pierced?
Yes, they are.
Oh, damn it. I was going to say we could pierce her ears today.
You can do a second hole. It's cool.
There you go.
All right.
Pardon me?
I got 3.
Phrasing, Lana.
Or we could just celebrate the moment in my life that I'll never forget. The time that I passed out on the air while getting my eyebrow pierced.
Still really lightheaded right now. I might pass out. Yeah, I'm going to pass out, dude.
Whoa. Whoa.
Isn't it crazy how much our voices change? I mean, because that was how many years ago, Steve? Probably.
Oh, man, dude, we're talking maybe 20.
Wow, dude. Because that's not
maybe like 18 years ago. No.
That video's not sped up. It's just, I noticed it in some old stuff with me as well. Wow, it's like without even knowing, our voices are just like deeper and cooler, man.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, our old intern Bryce, who's now like doing great stuff in New York, like on the radio, he was doing like a big piece on the Smashing Pumpkins. So he was like searching online for like the most random like interviews with the Smashing Pumpkins just to get prepared for this. And he found an old interview that I did with Billy Corrigan. Like I can't remember where I was. It might have been like at a random venue, and he sent me the YouTube link that he found of me interviewing.
Really?
And I was just like, that's not me. I don't know if Rev can find it. I don't even know how he found it. But then again, I don't vanity search myself, so I would never find something like that. But he sent it to me. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. It was so weird, BJ.
I would be interested to hear the kind of questions you would ask.
It was terrible. It was like one of the... Oh, I actually found it. I'll forward it to you. One of the worst interviews ever.
I don't know, man.
I was told a list of things I can't ask.
Oh, boy.
Everything about it was just weird.
Now, though, I mean, you've got to compete with me because I've done some pretty bad interviews.
Yeah, it was just such a bad... Like, I was just asking stupid questions. Not like trying to be funny. I was just trying to not upset Billy Corrigan. So it was just, it wasn't like it was just a lot of fluff.
You know what? Because I don't know if we still have the Charles Lacordera interview, because you remember how bad that was, my radio hero from Boston.
Right, but you were a child at least. All right.
I don't know. I feel like I was close to you. How old were you? Like in your 20s?
Yeah, I was like maybe 23.
Yeah, and I was in my 20s as well.
That's right. It was a college project. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You have no excuse either.
No, I don't. Oh, yeah. It was. All right. We might have to, at some point, we might have to play snippets for both of them to see who wins the bad interview contest.
Rev, do you have any of it? Just
Yeah, I found an interesting little spot here.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of mayonnaise and semi-dream, I mean, personally for me, one of the more, touching elements, I don't need to get like all cheese on you guys, but when my first time I was ever on a plane, and I was listening to my tape of Siamese Dream, and just...
I am not your doctor here. We're just a rock band. I don't know what you're expecting out of this interview, mister.
All I wanted to know, is there any album back in the day that you were listening to that made like a lasting impression where you can remember
Oh, okay.
That's like a chipmunk.
Yeah. I remember.
You sound like a person trying to do an imitation of you.
There's a lot of those albums. Dinosaur Jr., Bug. I don't know. For me, I think
we got the. Yeah.
He can't even listen to himself.
It's so cringy.
I did like his hey buddy, what's going to happen? We're not your doctor. Are you gonna have a breakdown? What are you talking about here?
Well, and also a valuable lesson not to take meth right before you do an interview, because I'm like
you can feel the nerves. I mean, when you're just getting started like that, and they're a huge band, and
they're
you're
on
like
top of the world at the time when I'm talking to them. Yeah.
And then you're also said, hey, kid, don't do this, or this. So you feel like, oh, man, Big Brother's watching me. It's this band that I love. They're huge. Oh, yeah. The nerves are through the roof.
And they couldn't be nicer, but, it was just, yeah.
Oh,
I heard that back. I'm like, there's just so many things about this that I hate. I wish I could take this off the internet.
Oh, I can feel it, though, Steve. I can feel just like the butterflies to the 10th power.
Oh, dude, I was shaking.
Oh, yeah, I can appreciate that.
Well, at least I didn't have a tiddlywink stuck up my nose when I was doing that interview, although it did sound that way. This is the weirdest story, man. A woman discovered a tiddlywink game piece stuck inside of her nose.
Wow.
That had been up there for 37 years.
As a winner.
And here's the crazy part, as if that wasn't crazy enough. The only reason why she discovered that it was up her nose, a COVID test. They do that nasal swab.
Oh.
And now here's Mary, the woman that had the thing up her nose, talking about it.
When I was 8 years old, I was playing tiddlywinks outside, and I put a tiddlywink in each nostril and then would blow them to see how far they would go. But one time I did it, I accidentally inhaled it. Fast forward 35 years later, had a COVID test. Obviously, it had dislodged the tiddlywink that was inside. They did a CT scan and found that there was something inside my nose.
And I didn't even realize what a tiddlywink was. They're like these little disc kind of things.
Yeah.
They look like little, like almost like a spree. The candy.
It's a very old school game. And people used to go, what are you playing, tiddlywinks? And it's just like, I don't even know what that game is.
You guys never played tiddlywinks?
No, dude. Honestly, up until when I heard this story, I thought it was one of those jacks, like those little metal things. I'm like, how do you not notice that? It's up your nose.
No, yeah, you take one and then you press it up against another one and you try to launch it into like a cup or a bowl or something like that.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that now, Rev. I mean, I know the name, but I didn't exactly know what the game is. But now that you've described it, yes. Oh, Vicky's showing me a picture. Yeah, I remember this game.
It's like an early edition of Quarters. We should drink to this.
I kind of want to play tiddlywinks.
Yeah, you can. We should drink to this. There you go. My childhood is ruined by alcoholism.
And so what was the game the fun game that she played was she shove them up her nose and see if she could snot rocket them out?
Yeah, she sounds like a cool kid, actually.
Yeah, right? That's kind of neat.
Sounds kind of bored.
Dude, wait. Hold on. Hold the blank on. You would not be shooting stuff out of your nose at a young age like that. Maybe, 10 years old or something. Maybe 8 to 10. You would be like, hey, guys.
Oh, don't get me twisted. I'd try it today.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. But that thing, up there, think about how little a nose is, and, eventually it grows into your face. But that piece was there the whole time. I wonder if she's breathing better or whatever. I mean, that's nuts.
How do you go that long without realizing something like that's happening? And it's a COVID test of all things. So then when they're shoving it up the nose, they're like, hey, we're hitting blockage.
Wow.
Weird.
Whoa, dude. So, oh, man, that's nuts.
Yeah, someone's like, what? You never played Tiddlywinks manhole covers? No.
I don't even know what that is.
But now I want to.
Okay.
But you know what? The Mariners, they played baseball this weekend and actually almost swept the White Sox. How crazy is that? They lost yesterday, 7-5, but they put up a good outing over the weekend.
Yeah. Are you going to mention the other thing?
What's the other thing?
Oh, one of our pitchers, Hector Santiago, I think it is. He's the first guy to get popped by the new let me check your glove test.
Oh, dude, you're right.
Yeah. He says it was rosin and sweat, but they said they found a sticky substance on his glove, and oh, dude, it's a beating. I mean, it's like
was he hanging out with an escort before the game? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, there's been allegations that, of course, pitchers have been, pitchers have been trying to, substance up the ball for years, and there's sort of a. In Major League Baseball, it's sort of like we want them to have a feel for the ball. The batters do too. They're like, look, we don't want these guys not being able to throw the ball where they want to because they could hit us. So they kind of don't mind them having a little something so that they can get a grip. But now people are complaining that these pitchers are maybe making pitches that they've never seen pitchers make before, which means they felt like, okay, there's probably a substance there. And so they've been testing everybody. But everybody knows this. Like, usually you'll see a pitcher, if you haven't been watching, after he's done pitching his first inning that he comes into game, the umpires call him over to the side. They check his hat. They check his belt. They check his glove. And so you're like, okay.
They do that in wrestling, too, right before my match. The referee wants to make sure I have no foreign objects.
Yeah, how's that go?
So everybody knows.
I'm good at hiding them.
Oh, gosh.
Everybody knows this. And so Santiago's like, hi, guys. And they're like, dude, what is this all over your glove? And the 4 umpires got over there, and they're like, okay, Hector, we hate to say this. There could be a suspension, but he's claiming that he's fine, and they've taken the glove to a lab, apparently, to test to see what kind of stickiness is on there, which, by the way, what if Hector just decided, hey, you know what? I'm a little nervous. I'm going to, there's something about Mary, and come on out and try to pitch. I mean, who knows what's on that glove?
If that's what comes out about this, I feel like we need to retire that guy's number.
Yeah, we really do.
He deserves, something.
Yeah.
A gold glove.
Of course, it's got to be us. And first of all, you'd be like, I don't know, I haven't checked his stats, but check our team. Are you sure we're the team you think is cheating by fudging the ball? It's like, really? We haven't been doing that well.
Yeah, I mean, we have that reputation of being a crappy team, but at least we're not cheating.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with being a mediocre team that kind of cheats, though.
Well, why not? Hey, listen. Or you could be a championship team like the Astros, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, how about them Sounders? Didn't lose again. Played on Saturday night. 2-2 tie.
Wow, this is a record. Is it getting close to a record?
Yeah. I think we're only the 8th team who has gone this long without being undefeated.
Right. I think LA Galaxy has a crazy one, if I remember correctly, where it was and it was barely any ties. We have a lot of ties, but still haven't lost. So, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure.
And it was so good. I mean, we were about to lose that game, too. It was 2-1 the whole game until almost the end. And was like, oh, we got the tie. Good.
And tonight starts the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, yeah.
Big matchup between the Montreal Canadiens versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. If you're a fan of underdogs, you'll definitely want to root for the Montreal Canadiens. One of their fans already did one of those tattoos with Stanley Cup champions, Montreal Canadiens, and they wrote 2020 and left a blank for the year. So now they need to win it in the 2020s. This guy's putting a lot of pressure on the team.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I almost jokingly did that with my Kraken tattoo. I was going to put with pen, write Stanley Cup champs 2022 or something like that, something stupid, and just to see if it would spread. And I was like, I don't want to deal with the headache, so I never did it.
Good call.
Speaking of hockey, tomorrow I believe we're going to have JT Brown, who's now the new analyst on television for your Seattle Kraken. Just got announced a couple of weeks ago. He'll be joining us at 9:15 tomorrow morning. As far as weather, yeah, like we mentioned, it's going to be really hot. Then it's saying a high of 111 here in Seattle. 106. 111 in Puyallup. Wow. And that's the Mix Report, and that's what's up.
That is what is up. That is hot business right there.
Hot.
On Friday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Eddie Redmayne portrayed which scientist in The Theory of Everything?
Einstein.
No.
Edison.
No.
What's that guy with the mustache? Oh, crap. I don't know. Eisenhower.
Eisenhower? No. Great scientist, that Eisenhower. I think Steve was thinking of Tom Selleck. Great scientist as well, because he had that great mustache, too.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? You want to... Well, by the way, it was Stephen Hawking. If you want a shot at beating Steve, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Miggs. We'll do that at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com.